Now, you know, you've heard of substance abuse, but I'd never seen anything. I mean, I'd even, there were green powders and purple powders. And because he was an easy rider, all the Australian Hells Angels were headed in our direction. And because he was Mr. Counterculture, every drug dealer in Southeast Asia was headed to our set. They were parachuting. And,
they were putting a down payment on a boat.
Yeah, it was, and so I told the Gonzo crew members, 3 of them in particular, I said, just go to all the road signs within a 1 to 3 mile radius of where we're shooting and turn around in the other direction. And that worked, so that really did work. But with Dennis, I thought after about 2 weeks, seeing him doing what he was doing, I thought, this bastard is going to destroy my career. He's going to die. He's going to die. And this film's not going to be finished. And so I convinced the producer, Jeremy Thomas, who, by the way, went on to make some great films, including The Last Emperor. But I said, I convinced, he didn't need much convincing. He said, yeah, he's going to die. What do we do? So I said, I've got an idea. We're going to cast his face in plastic, gelatin actually. And then when he dies, we'll schedule all the big scenes right for the next 2 weeks. And when he dies, we'll have the mask, and we can do all the long shots, we can do all the stunts, do the death scene. And Jerry said, that's a really good idea. Let's get going on it. And then. So we cast his face, and then Dennis came up to me and he said, hey, listen, man, what the fuck's with this face thing? I said, oh, Dennis, I just had this idea. You're riding along on your horse, you look up in the sky, you see your own face, and it blows up. I said, far out, man. So, 5 weeks later, Dennis is healthier than anybody. I'm completely exhausted, and I'm saying, Dennis, well, that's a wrap, man. You've done everything. You've been just fantastic, which you had been. And he said, wait a minute, man. We haven't done that show. When I'm riding on my horse and see my own face, it blows up. I said, oh, okay, you're right. Yeah. So we shot that, and then I said, thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much. And he said, no, wait a minute. There's that shot when I'm dead. And I think this is why Dennis is a great actor, because I said, don't worry about that. We've got the mask, and it's a long shot, and you're dead. And he said, well, man, no one fucking plays me dead, man. I play me. So we shot that. And then Dennis rode off in full costume, on his horse, fully armed, fake weapons. And we were on the border of New South Wales and Victoria. The Victorian police, who'd actually shot the real Mad Dog Morgan, were waiting for the Dennis Hopper Mad Dog Morgan. They were aware of the myths. They wanted to grab him because they knew he was out of it. And Dennis made the mistake of getting into a car, driving to Mad Dog's grave, and pouring a whole bottle of overproof rum into the grave, and then drinking a bottle of overproof rum himself, and then getting back in the car. And he was arrested by the police immediately and taken to jail. I didn't know this till the following morning, and then the judge said to him, Mr. Hopper, I've looked at your medical alcohol report, and I just want you to know that you are clinically dead. And you'll never be able to drive in the state of Victoria again. In fact, you'll never be able to drive in Australia again because you're going straight to the airport. And so they deported him. That was a little bit of what it was like working.
So the actor who plays kind of a Mad Dog Morgan's Aboriginal sidekick is the great Aboriginal actor David Gulpilil, and he ran off at one point during shooting as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he went walkabout, what the Aboriginals call walkabout, which is they literally just disappear into the bush, which was really serious for us 2 weeks into a shoot. And we had no idea what was going on. And we called the police and they said, well, you'll have to get Aboriginal trackers to track him, because we don't know how to find him. So they got these incredible looking Aboriginal trackers to come in, long white beards. And they have a particular way of talking Australian, very clipped. They say, no, where's David live, mate? Where's David live, mate? Meaning what room was he in the motel. And so I took them there and they lifted up pillows and held things up, looked in the mirror. And then they said, okay, mate, we're going to go find David now, mate. See you later. And 2 days later, they bring him back. Here's David, mate. He's going in the bush, mate. And I said to David, what, Dave, you can't just disappear in the middle of the shit. It's really serious. It's really been a huge problem. We didn't know what was going on. Why did you go into the bush? And he said, well, I had to talk to the kookaburras and the trees about Dennis. I said, really? Well, what did they say? And they all said that Dennis is crazy. I said, David, I could have told you. Just come to me, you can't go off, you know, so. And then Dennis heard about all this and was very concerned that he'd scared David, which he had. And so, actually, they started sleeping in the same room for about the last 3 weeks of the shoot.
So you mentioned a little bit about what Dennis was doing. He was drinking a lot, obviously. He was drinking, I know his MO at this